And within the first week, or first 2 weeks, I should say, he learned all of that. Like he knew how to write properly. So that was shocking, and we knew we had made a good decision.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
Well, we went to ABC as our first private school to look at, and John was about 3 years old. And when we walked into Miss Marie's class, he immediately hung up his clothes, hung up his coat, and
Took his boots off.
Took his boots off, went over to the table, sat down, and started working right away on a puzzle.
It was very strange.
So I told Miss Marie, it looks like you've got a new student, and our journey began from there.
That was January, and by March 1, we had him in.
Yeah. Very well. It was very comfortable for him and almost natural. It was shocking to us how quickly he adapted. He just felt comfortable there, I guess. Probably the teachers. He gets along with the teachers really well and tries to do everything they tell him to do and more, tries to overachieve.
During COVID, he really missed his teacher.
Yeah, and he's a student that loves going to school. He doesn't like to miss a day. He also likes the kids that are in there. So I guess his friends and the small
classrooms really
also
helped.
Benefits because it's more one-on-one teaching. I would say the quality of the teaching staff. Many of the teachers have been at ABC for a long time and are very devoted to higher learning, I think. Having a math teacher and an English teacher so the students move around also helps them later on in life. I think when they're in another school where they're going to be doing that, where they visit multiple teachers, so there's different learning techniques and different learning habits, right? So I think that's good to introduce them to that early.
And there was always a good rapport between the parents and the teachers. So they always told us what's happening. So if we needed to do any extra work at home, we knew that, or, if he needed any help, we got him the help.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get parents calling us and say, hey, we missed the homework. Can you send us over a picture? So we all work together to develop our kids. I was kind of shocked with the COVID response, right? When COVID was happening and they came in and they put partitions around each person's desk, and they had a whole new cleaning cycle that they had to learn and do, and there, mask wearing and everything and sanitation. It was good. It made us feel safer putting them in there.
Definitely, yeah.
Right. And of course, when they were out of school and they were online learning, I just found it like I'm at home as well. So my son would be sitting beside me kind of thing, and we're working and he's doing his own thing and I'm doing my own thing. But you hear how the teachers are trying to teach online and they're trying to enforce the same kind of rules and same kind of procedures as they do when they're at school, right? And it's like hard on the teachers. I can see that.
Well, the first thing is he was 3.5 when he started, and he knew his alphabet, he knew his numbers and everything, but he just was never writing it. And within the first week, or first 2 weeks, I should say, he learned all of that. Like he knew how to write properly. So that was shocking, and we knew we had made a good decision, and we never looked back from that decision because he just finished 7 years at that.
Yeah, and how quickly they taught him to read.
Yeah,
because that was always a fear of mine. I'm good in math, but that was my weak subject, right? So how they progressed him through that was amazing. So now he's reading beyond his grade for sure. Right. Well, I guess they're devoted to higher learning for sure, and it's very academically oriented. They want their students well-rounded, so they're good in all subjects. So they work at them everything.
Yeah, but they teach the values of friendship, respect, discipline. You know, those are values. Those are very important values for children to learn. So definitely he has that kindness, sharing, being polite, you know, helping. You know, these are values we've taught him, and it continued at school as well.
Yeah, it's been reinforced there to be like a responsible young person. And
Absolutely.
then they build confidence in the kids by doing different projects and different things, or having them do the announcements at school. And it creates they open their imagination, and they're creative and independent kids, right? And they're developed to be leaders instead of followers. That's what I think happens. The values are everybody wants their kids to do the best they can, right? So there's lots of parents that are all doing the same thing, right? And they're all doing extracurricular activities as well, right? Which we do too, to make sure he's well balanced. Right? And so everybody has the same attitude. I think they all want their kids to do well. And I'm not sure if everyone works with their kids, but I think that's how they.
I'm sure everybody works with their kids at the school.
Yeah,
definitely.
You have to work with them to develop them.
Yeah.
You just can't let the teachers put it all on the teachers to do. You have to help them yourself. Well, you know, since he started out in CASA, was it? And then went to
GK and SK.
Yeah, so they call it
they call it CASA 1, CASA 2, elementary prep, and then grade 1.
So when he got to elementary prep, at the end of the year, he got an academic award, which is unheard of in kindergarten, like junior kindergarten.
Well, it would be senior kindergarten, yeah.
And then in grade 1, he achieved student role model, grade 2 student role model, grade 3 student role model, grade 4 academic excellence, and grade 5 student role model. So student role model is like the highest award they have, I believe. And he's done amazing over those five years.
But what he's also learned, in order to keep that, you know, to keep that award happening, he's learned, you know, he'd come home sometimes and go, it was such a hard day today, Mom. It's like they expect me to do this and they expect me to do that. And I go, yes, because you have achieved this much and you need to do more to keep it up. And then I expressed this to the school principal one day, and he goes, yes, you're right, because there are more expectations on him. And he kept up with it. He tried his best, you know, while doing his work, and he was a little bit stressed and trying to be the best and not being able to relax a little bit, or, you know, he's not a bad kid. So, you know, he'd always want to be good, but he always had to be good, or he always had to do his best. So it was a little bit frustrating at times for him, and we had to explain that to him. If you want to keep that, you have to work harder at it, because as you get older, there are more and more expectations of you. And, you know, so he did it. And, you know, he worked hard.
Additionally, they prep them for their future, right? So they've given them a great foundation. So when they're moving into grade 6, they have to write little exams and stuff to get into the different schools and stuff. They seem to do amazing at it. You know, so they're well prepared to move on.
Oh, those teachers are wonderful at ABC Montessori. They're very caring. They're very knowledgeable, and you know, you can't hide anything from them. They know what your kid is up to before the kid knows what he's up to. They know what he's up to, right? So you know, I don't know if he has a favorite teacher, because when he was leaving school, it was like, Mom, I'm going to miss this teacher or this teacher. Every one of them.
Yeah.
They all were his favorites, because I think in every grade he learned something different from each of them. They talked to him, every one of them talked to him differently. There's one who has a son the same age, and she'd always say, "Oh, I wish my son was like you." And it's just funny sometimes how they relate to the children, but so much about them, and they make sure that they learn. The discipline is very much there. They care,
Yeah.
but they're very strict,
Yeah, it's good
and it
to
gets stricter as you go.
it's good to have a safe environment for them, right? Like with these teachers, it's like a second home, right? And a second
Definitely.
parent, and they all look after them, even the principal, right? They're all everybody talks to each other. So even though he's moving up in grades, he still goes and sees the other teachers and says hi and stuff to them, and with confidence. Like he'll tell jokes to the principal. Principal will be laughing. I mean, it's a good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
sounds-
when he started, he was very, very, very shy, and he's
Yeah.
still shy, but not shy among these people who
Yeah.
he grew so accustomed to, right?
So they double clicked his brain and opened his mind. That's what they've done. I would say it's a very safe environment for your kids to learn in. The teachers are exceptional, and the quality of the education builds a really good foundation for them.
Yeah.
Those would be the three for me, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. The quality of the
Yeah.
education is top, for sure. You have to work with your children
Yeah.
all the time. Sometimes, you'd hear complaints about some parents, and they go, these are not parents from this school, but they'll go, my child, I always have to work with them. It's like the teacher expects it. But when your child is that young, you must work with them and teach them that value of hard work and how to learn to study. It just doesn't come to you. You have to, if you expect your child to study for a quiz, you have to teach them how to study for a quiz. And then, at some point, you'll see them doing it on their own. And it works that way. You have to work with your children no matter what.
So the communication from the teachers, you have to listen to it and try to correct behavior before it becomes a habit, right? And if you can do that, you can progress through the school we've just gone up exponentially, and it's like shocking. I never expected it to be this good, and we're very grateful that we've come across the school, and we're looking forward to see what happens next in the next school.
I know we're going to miss this school because it's also
Yeah.
the only school we've known.
Yeah, so they work at building the best students possible.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.